Hey, how's it going? Today, I want to talk about something that I find very interesting. Your level of language learning, your level of language comprehension. You've been practicing, you've been working on your target language. What is your level of fluency? You can do a few different things. You can take a test, you can take an online exam. That is theory. We're not going to talk about theory today. Today, we're going to talk about real life and how in real life you can easily determine, in some cases in seconds, where exactly you are in terms of your level of fluency and your level of comprehension in your target language. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So stick around. And you've been practicing and you've been working on your target language, right? You travel somewhere, wherever it may be. Okay, so then you approach someone and you lead with that target language. Okay. Now, oftentimes, within seconds, you're going to find out how competent you are with that language. Okay. And it's going to be based on the response of that native speaker. Okay. Because oftentimes, this is a real world. Okay. Some people have patience, other people don't have patience. Okay. So as soon as you open up your mouth, within the next few seconds, that native speaker is going to be assessing you, how you look, and what comes out of your mouth. Okay. And if you lead with the target language, and if that person immediately comes back in your language rather than the target language that you're trying, oftentimes very quickly you'll find out, that you need to work. You need to work on it. You need to practice your target language. I'm not saying that's always the case. I understand at times when people are learning languages, oftentimes they might have an accent. It might be pretty pronounced. It might be pretty marked, your accent. And I understand that. And I know that this doesn't always apply every single time. People always want what is most efficient most of the time in the real world, whatever is most efficient. And within a few seconds, that person will determine, well, it's going to be better to just speak in your language. So that person switches over in a few seconds. Okay. You need to practice to get better. You need to be more fluent. Okay. Fluido, like water running. You want to talk like water running, right? Running water, like the martial artists, like Bruce Lee and all them, like running water, right? It's what you want to work on. You want to be nice and fluent, nice and fluid. You're moving into that intermediate level and moving into that advanced level, right? And so now you approach someone in real life, in the real world, okay? And you lead in that target language, okay? And you give it 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. That person doesn't switch over. You continue on in the target language because that person processes your language skills and determines, and of course this may vary a bit, but that person is determining that your level of comprehension is good enough to the point where you can continue in that language. Oftentimes, they will determine in their head that, in fact, you speak their target language better than they speak your language, and therefore you're going to continue on in the target language. And oftentimes you get to a point where you are so fluid with your language and your language skills where you never go back to your other language. You can go indefinitely in that language, and people have total confidence and they realize that the conversation is fine. They can communicate all of their thoughts. They can communicate any points in the conversation, and they don't switch over. And the better and better you get, okay, the less you're going to have to switch back in your other language. And keep in mind, this has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the perception of the person that's receiving your message, right? It has to do with the confidence of the person that you're dealing with. If you thought that this video brought you some value, you know what to do. I greatly appreciate your support. So best of luck to you with your language learning, and I will see you soon.